So we have 45 minutes left. Let's go. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's session and it's a session today's session is going to be about why you are still invincible as a professional founder or academic who had several years of experience. And I'll be talking about it in relation to the LinkedIn platform. So again, I do not really have any hold or any distance towards the LinkedIn platform. It's just that it is one place that I have used over the years to help professionals get visible. And because that visibility automatically leads to global opportunities. And if this is the first time you are coming or you are joining of my sessions, my name is Dr. Aderinsola Adepoju, and I'm a global opportunities expert. And I've been on this journey of winning global opportunities since 2017. So yeah, I have expertise in that regard. Now, I'm going to give a quick background to what being globally visible means. I do not mean just you, because whenever people hear global visibility with respect to LinkedIn optimization, or with LinkedIn, they always think, oh, it's optimization or it's gathering followers. My voice is breaking. I'm not certain.
It's not breaking at this
Is my
end.
voice breaking?
No, it's not breaking.
Okay. So, hopefully we can have a stable network. So like I was saying, I'm going to give a quick background in regards to what visibility should mean and what it should do for you. I know many people have been saying visibility here, visibility there, but it's not about visibility because for me, I always say, what is the end goal? What is the end goal? Because this topic is why you are globally invincible despite your years of experience. So I always say, for me, it's not about the platform, it's not about the vehicle, like, oh, visibility, it's about the end goal. And what is the end goal? The end goal is for us to have. Lena, can you check for me on Instagram? Because I'm actually tethering my thing and I don't know why someone is saying my network is unstable because I'm using the phone to tether the laptop and the laptop is stable. So if there's anyone that should be unstable, it should be the laptop. Right. So I'm not saying, Marina, could you join on Instagram just so we are certain that it's not maybe Instagram that is acting up? Now, I'm going to continue teaching because we have a very limited time. Now, like I said, it's the end goal that you should have in mind when you are actually thinking about all this topic. And what is the end goal for most professionals is the kind of global opportunities that they can actually secure. So I would like for you to focus on the end goal of why we are here of the global visibility, because when you are visible, there must be something you want from the visibility. Now, for experienced professionals, there are different category of things that you could want from the opportunity. You may want to work globally. In fact, you may already work globally, or maybe you work locally, and it is not your pay that is your major challenge. It is just because you're at that point that you need flexibility of remote work, and you also want to be able to earn profitably from it. So it is not always about um what's it called, the job, or like, oh, the job you are doing is not enough. Sometimes it is about the profitability or the flexibility of the job. So that is one category of global opportunity you may want to attract. Now, let me take a bit or some steps back. We are talking about why you are invincible globally, right? As in, despite your years of experience. At the end of the day, we should realize that this visibility, if like there are quite a number of people on LinkedIn that are visible in terms of, people are checking out their profile, they are visible, like people are checking them out, but it is not converting to the opportunities that they want, which is why I always say, please keep the end in mind, because there are several people that will probably tell you, oh, do this, the visibility challenge on LinkedIn, the visibility challenge on yada, 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 and all that. I will tell you all that, like let me say, join a POD, meaning, oh, you comment on my own, I comment on your own. So they do all this 21 days LinkedIn challenge, 30 days LinkedIn challenge. But the challenge with that challenge is the fact that they become visible in quotes, but it is still not getting them what they want, which is the global opportunities. So I always say, please, it is key that we always put somewhere, just write somewhere, whenever you're trying to, learn something, what is the goal? Because last, I mean, it's not like we want to take courses or we want to keep learning or showing up for IG lives and things like that. It is the goal. It is until we achieve our goal before we can say yes. And the goal right here, please let's take note, will be different categories of global opportunities. Now, number one, the most popular one is jobs, which is remote global jobs for many professionals or even founders. Now, the category two could then be partnerships. If you're a founder, you're a visionary founder, it could be partnerships for you, like, oh, my business is at a stage where I want to have collaborative collaborations. I want to have partnerships. So, for if you're a founder, and I keep saying not just a business owner, a visionary founder, where your business is scaling, is going to, it has a vision, it has a long-term thing, right? Yeah, you could also be using LinkedIn to get opportunities through by being visible through your company page. Now, the next thing category that we could also explore is the category of speaking engagements, which would be announced by a founder, a professional, an academic. Anyone should be able to speak on the global stage. So far, I have experience. Remember what are we talking about? Why you're invincible despite your experience, why you're globally invincible. So that's category three, as in anybody can basically access it with their experience. Now, category four people are the people, as in of category four opportunities rather, is opportunities such as invitation to sit on boards. Now, why do you want to sit on boards? Apart from the fact that it adds to your profile, your yes, as in people also pay for people being on boards. Like if you join global boards, they will tell you, oh, we're just giving you an honorarium, but you're probably sitting 4 times in a year on a board of a big company. And for every time you sit, you're probably getting $5,000. Do you understand? And for that kind of, in terms of money, it's good. But I always feel like being invited to be a part of board is beyond even the money. It is the fact that you are the prestige that comes with the board. And what do you even use the prestige of a board for? An example would be if you are ever looking to relocate out of this company, maybe you want to use the EB1 visa, where they are actually recognizing people of, that have been awarded talent and things like that. You want to ensure that you are sitting on a board because it shows that you have achieved a lot in your life and you want to give back. So those are, as in that is why boards are kind of categories of opportunities are important, especially as an experienced person. Now, category five, I'll probably just mention five. There are 10 categories of opportunities, but I don't want to, I'm just going to mention some that, always come for us for in terms of, trying to get certain global opportunities. Category five of global opportunities that would want to make you get visible will be media features. Media features. Now, media features are features that has to do with, oh, they invite they are, inviting you to speak on Voice of Canada, Channels TV, and all those things. That is media features, right? That is media features. And in these media features, so I'm just going to take a quick pause. I want to check my other phone on Instagram just to be sure. And this Moina, did you check Instagram for my voice if it's breaking? I want to check the other phone and see if there is any, if I can hear myself. Let me put it that way. I want to see if I can hear myself. Because I need to be setting, like, the whole idea of this is for people to be able to learn. Um,
It's breaking on Instagram. Sorry.
he's breaking on Instagram. I'm not sure if it is the device. So here's what's going to happen. If you're on Instagram, just hold on for me for a bit. I'm going to stop this IG live and start it again. Do you understand? Because definitely I'm using the same network for my lab, for my Zoom and my this thing, and they can hear me clearly. So I'm going to stop the Instagram live and start the Instagram live again so that um, we can see if the sound can improve. Okay, so just on this thing, please just give me a few minutes because I keep saying this is breaking, and I want to ensure that um, okay. Um, end now. Okay. I'm going to discard media and start it again. Great. Maybe this time I just I close all my applications. Sort IG people out.
This is not breaking yet too.
What is breaking here?
Yes.
Oh, maybe it's the MTN. Maybe it's the MTN network. I may have to switch back to my.
It's better now.
It's better now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's just network, unfortunately. Okay, thank you so much. And like I said, we are still talking about why you are globally invincible despite your years of experience. And I was listing 5 categories of global opportunities that may want to make you need these visits that we are talking about. And I've mentioned jobs, remote jobs globally is one of the very first things people always need when it comes to global visibility, or why they want to get globally visible. Now, the second thing that people would always like to have is speaking engagement, which could be announced by whether it is a founder, it is an academic, it is an experienced professional. Speaking engagement is always a good thing that you can attract using your visibility. Now, the third category of things you can attract using visibility when you become visible is awards, for instance, awards. And I'll give an example. Like when I think that was in March, International Women's Day, that Business Day actually, selected me as one of the 50 inspiring women in Nigeria and all that. So again, I didn't even get to see that until 4 hours later on LinkedIn. I just went to LinkedIn in the afternoon to come and say, oh, let me put up International Women's Day. And I saw that tag here and there and all that. So those are the kind of things that we are talking about. They are selecting for award, they are awarding you something. Number 4 rating if you want to this thing is media features. And I was like, okay, media feature, if you're a founder, for instance, it also helps you with marketing because when you get featured in media, like I'll give you an example. When Channels TV called me to feature me in a morning program in February, like people called us, like they said, oh, we saw your interview on Channels. They called us to inquire about our program and things like that. So what it means is it's free visibility for me to get my goal. So in that regard, I was talking about the Skilled for Work Academy. So the end goal was to probably get enrollment into the academy, to get partnerships for that academy. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, the fifth category we could also look at would be getting what's it called? What's it called? Cognition globally. Now, I always say, and the fifth one I would like to talk about, which I was talking about before this break, was getting, to sit on boards. And I said, if you're a professional, you're wondering, why should I sit on board or something? I said there are 2 reasons. If you're in a global board, I kid you not, you see they're paying people $5,000 to have one sitting on the board, as in just sit on a board and deliberate and all those things. That is even outside. And I said, now, if you ever have that nudge to travel out of this country and you are trying to actually explore all these global talents, UK has a global talents route. US also has the EB1 route, which is for global talents and things like that. Things, awards, and sitting on boards are 2 things you would need. I kid you not, like you will need it in your portfolio. I have done this enough. I remember there's a client of mine that needed that and had to, get some letter from me for the person sitting as in being a part of our speakers at the destination and things like that, and getting an award like a plague and all those things for it. So I always say these things may not actually even make a lot of sense to you until the time you would need it to use it. I have not one, not two, not three of my GOE clients. That's my people that have taken my people of clients. I've actually, relocated on the basis of them having been awarded something, just look at my back, something as simple as that, saying that they got awarded that and the thing. So it is very key when you're actually thinking about your global journey. Now that I've talked about the different category global opportunities and what it could lead to. Now let's come back to the topic, which is why are you still globally invincible despite your years of experience? Why? The reason. You see all the opportunities that I was mentioning now. The first thing I want you to hold is the fact that you can attract them. I did not say apply. Can you apply for them? Fantastic application, you can apply for them, but you can attract them. Attract them. Meaning, I just talked about my feature in channels in February, my selection in Business Day 1-to-1 as one of the 50 inspiring women in Nigeria in March. Oh, I got to speak on a podcast, on an SDG podcast. I was invited from India, something in February also. I'm just telling you, in January, an organization based in Canada reached out to me for partnership. In December or November, another one from Netherlands as a founder. Why am I saying all this? I did not even apply. Like, it is inbound interest, different categories, partnerships, media, awards, these podcasts, name it. So when like there's an opportunity that I never thought somebody would attract on Instagram. I mean on LinkedIn. And one of my clients attracted a grant, business grant, like a startup business grant in our field. Like the person I've been following her on LinkedIn and say and reach out to her inbox to say, there is this particular grant, one to business grant. I think if you put something together, I will send the link your way, you might benefit from this. It was a $5,000 grant. Like when my client told me about it, like, do you know your PPP framework works for grants like business grants? I said, how? All I know is that people are always applying for a grant because again, I've won several business and all those things, grant and all those things. I've won 9 categories of the 10 categories of group opportunities that exist when I still used to apply a lot for all these other categories. So what it means is there's practically no category of group opportunity that you cannot attract because the one I used to say, oh, you cannot attract it are things like, let me say, grants, business grants, or scholarship. Those ones you need to apply. But trust me, even me, I begin to see that, you know, it happens for some of my clients and now come and tell me that this thing worked for this one. And I'm like, oh wow, I never thought that as I never knew that could be even be able. Now, why are you invincible? The first reason why most professionals are invincible, I'll mention 3 reasons. Why most professionals are invincible is the fact that we always think that our, like, the amount of experience I have, the work I have will speak for me. That's a very mistake most professionals are making. My work will speak for me. And I know you have that wealth of experience. You are good at what you do. You are this, you are that. But you have also grown up in a society, especially for women, where they always say, you can't be seen as in front and all that. Your work should speak for you. If your work is good enough, speak for you and all that stuff. And I'm like, unfortunately, it doesn't work like that in today's world anymore. You need to do something for your work to be seen. Why? Because every other person has taken that route of publicizing their work. Now, imagine you are good, you are really great at what you do, and someone that is just average is publicizing. Unfortunately, if people, headhunters want to select someone on LinkedIn, they won't come and scout for you in your organization. They would go on a professional's platform, which is LinkedIn, to go and scout for you. So before you say this one, I always say, in fact, look at the likes of what's this guy that plays chess? This guy, this African, this guy that just broke Guinness Book of Record again, that plays chess. Why did he get media to actually even, cover this thing? Is it because it's not already the best? It's already the best, but they still got media to cover it. It is because like you need to put yourself out there. Your work can no longer speak for you. The only advantage you now have as an experienced professional is that when your work is really good, mhm, when your work is really good, it is faster for them to see you when you actually put it in front of people. And when I say put it in front of people, is in way of first optimizing your LinkedIn profile. No, not optimizing first. Is in way of first drafting a profile that is a content that actually showcases your years of experience in the best light possible. And how do I mean? I do not mean a CV. I mean an online profile that is story-like in manner, that contains numbers, that contains search engine optimized keywords, that goes into the about section of your LinkedIn. That is how you put yourself in the global space. Just in case you don't know, LinkedIn has 1.1 billion profiles globally, professionals, decision makers, people that can get you into the room fast are converged on that platform, people that are looking for people, and all that. And I'm like, if you already, LinkedIn is a marketplace for good opportunities. So if those people already converge there and you are not just doing something little to ensure that you are discovered or you are discoverable, then it is not their fault that they don't find you. It is your fault that you did not learn how to put yourself out there and to get a profile built. Now, in me still talking about the number one reason why professionals with experience are still globally invisible is, as in which I'm currently talking about, is the fact that you believe your work would speak for you. The number two reason is the fact that even if maybe that is not your case, you don't believe that your work will speak for you, but then you are choosing, number two reason is you are choosing to exhibit on a platform that is not globally, like it's not global in nature. How do I mean? I have seen professionals building authority on LinkedIn. I mean, sorry, on Instagram or maybe Facebook or TikTok. It's not a bad thing. But I'm just saying, do you honestly think when they are head hunting or they are looking for speakers, they are looking for partnerships, do you really think, apart from business owner that are looking for maybe partnership that has to do with business or something, I'm talking about professional, core professionals. Do you really think that that is where an head hunter will go to, like such a platform to find you, to offer you such opportunity? Number one, let me use Instagram as a platform as an example, comparing it to LinkedIn. And why I say that the number two mistake you are making, why you are globally invincible, is you are choosing a wrong platform to build authority in. If I take my LinkedIn and my Instagram, I'll use myself as an example. If you get to the top of LinkedIn, for instance, it says expert this and this thing. It has limited characters, meaning I cannot finish expressing myself. Now, if you go to my LinkedIn, I mean my Instagram, there is no profile. Like I don't have a long profile that you can read through. Number two, it is not search engine optimized. How do I mean? It is not an open platform, meaning that if somebody is trying to find someone on Google, right, as in there is a global opportunities expert, I won't come out as a result of my LinkedIn profile. Of my IG profile, come out as a result of my LinkedIn profile because LinkedIn has designed their platform in such a way that search engines can find information on it. So you are building on a platform that number one, as in you're building on a wrong platform. It doesn't converge the kind of people you need, decision makers, and also it has all these peculiarities like you can't have a long profile, there's no search engine optimized, I could go on and on about how LinkedIn is designed for you to be discoverable and not invincible. Like I've mentioned through this thing, search engine, keywords. People search by by keywords. Number two, long profile. If you go on LinkedIn, you'll find like a long profile of me. Number three, I cannot list my experience in a logical manner on Instagram. So this is my years of experience. I make them that this person has sense. I can do it on LinkedIn. I could go on and on about the different sections make that make people actually the same. Now, another thing is LinkedIn has done it in such a way that the kind of like there's followers and there's connections on LinkedIn. That's fourth this thing under that item too that I'm talking about why you're globally invisible in terms of platform comparison. LinkedIn has designed this in such a way that there's connection, there's followers, meaning that the close people in your people that you want, like you want them to know you and you want to know them are called connections. Like you must know on that kind of level. Now, followers are people that, oh, they can follow you, but you are not reading their destiny. Do you understand? But you are not reading. It is not like that on Instagram. For instance, I have thousands of followers on LinkedIn, but I don't accept connection requests until I really need to. Like I say, okay, this person is valuable in my network and things like that. Then I can accept a connection request from you. Sometime last month, I got over 80 something connection requests in one day. And I think maybe if I accepted any, maybe I accepted two. Why? One of the things I teach on the GOP program is the fact that your connections have a great impact on who you see and who is seeing you. And it can also mar your own connection. Let me give you an example. While I was working at a museum for the United Nations, you can imagine maybe my CEO, has just looked at me in a certain way that this girl has sense, maybe, that kind of thing. Then I now accept connection from you that in quotes, maybe you don't know the ethics of the platform. You're just doing lao, you're doing anyhow on the platform. The moment I accept connection request from you, because you are in my connection, it will suggest you to my other people in my connection, maybe my CEO and other this thing. So what it means is they will see you through me. And when they start to look at why are they seeing this person in their second level connection, then they realize that it's me that you are connected to. And basically my perception changes. So, and that is why when people are saying all this LinkedIn challenge, I'm just laughing that you are killing your image you don't know. Because when you join those kind of challenges, there is every Tom, Dick, and Mariah in that particular challenge, and you add them to your connection, and they are driving things that are not all right, and you are telling yourself you want to be globally visible. And I'm like, no, you can't be doing this. As in, those are some of the strategies I teach on the GOP. Like, you can't be doing this because for someone like me, I should have thousands of connections. I probably have 1,000, just 1,000 or something. And I intentionally, in fact, I weed my connections. Sometimes I just sit down and do an audit and who is this? Who is this? Who am I connected to? Are these people still relevant to the face of life? I remove them. And the good thing is LinkedIn does not notify you when I remove you from my connection. They don't notify you. Like you've just discovered that. I just stop to see your posts and you can then get suggested to any other person that is in my connection. So we have talked about two different things. I said I'll talk about three major things that is stopping you from being invincible, as in that is stopping you from being visible. These are your years of experience. So who is taking notes for us in this class? Who is the class captain? Who is the class captain? I said the very first one is what? Who is the class captain? I want to see if you are following me. I'm just talking to myself. And we're going to take questions in the next 5 minutes. Who wrote the first one down? Let me know whether people are actually following me. I'm just talking to myself. Let me see the chat box. So who wrote the first point down? The one we just finished talking about is the fact that you're on a wrong platform. Great, thank you. Waiting for your work to speak for you is the very first one, assuming that your work will speak for you. And the second one we just finished discussing is what? You trying to build authority or get discovered, or you choosing the wrong platform for your authority. Now, the third one I'll discuss for the night, which is where I will stop, is the number 3 mistake I've seen professionals make is if you're not making the first mistake, maybe you don't believe that your work will speak for you. They're not making the second mistake. You're actually on LinkedIn. The third mistake is, you check all those two. the top mistake I've seen professionals make that keep them invincible is the fact that they now treat that platform that they have chosen like a CV. They treat it like a CV, meaning they focus on the wrong sections on that platform like LinkedIn. What do I mean wrong sections? People always think that it is the more certifications they add to their certification and educational section that is going to help them, be globally visible. Let me shock you. The most important sections on your LinkedIn is your about section and your LinkedIn header. Because for search engine, that is the sections that you really come up. And number two, that is where recruiters, headhunters, or whatever. If you are saying recruiters is majorly for job, headhunters mean they could be headhunting you for speaking engagements or every other group opportunity. Now, they treat it like a CV where they are really concentrating on their educational background. And I'm like, okay. I'm not sure I have any certification listed on my LinkedIn. I'm not sure. I don't think so. Do you understand what I'm saying? And my education is listed quite all right because you must complete all sections to have that 5-star, completion. But when I say my education is listed, my education is not as detailed or is not as intensive as I did or the amount of work I put in my about section. Why? Because I know where to invest my energy. I know where to invest my energy. But people will come to that platform and start focusing on the wrong sections. So I will see some people will pay for LinkedIn Premium thinking that it's going to perform a magic in helping them get discovered. It doesn't. Let me tell you what LinkedIn Premium does for you. It gives you a chance to be able to message people that you're not even connected to. You can take some courses for free on LinkedIn, under LinkedIn Learning. It gives you certain privileges. If you are maybe looking for a job and you put open to work on your distance, which I never encourage anyway, the only thing LinkedIn platform is going to help you do is because you are put open to work, it helps recruiters discover you faster. But guess what? I always say the problem is not visibility, because even if you are discussing why you are still invincible, the problem is not visibility for some people. So the problem is you get discovered, but you see nonsense. Do you understand? Like what they meet is nonsense because you've not worked on that profile to be at a standard that people want to reach out to you and say, hi, I want you on my team. I want to feature you. I want to give this to you. And if that is you, like let me say you're in the category 3 of the mistake, you are treating your LinkedIn like a CV. Newsflash, LinkedIn is not a CV, it's an online bio, like it's an online CV, for lack of better words, an online resume that helps people see you in a light that is way above your CV. And if you're asking, as in, okay, I said there are two things that your CV cannot do that your LinkedIn profile would do. While you sleep, like you are sleeping, your LinkedIn profile will be getting you opportunities. How do I mean? I wake up to people see me DM in LinkedIn to say, oh, we want you to, whatever. Meaning, I did not have to carry laptop and press it and say I'm submitting my CV to someone. So it is working while I sleep. Your CV can't do that. You have to send it out. Your LinkedIn is a ratio 1 to many. How do I mean ratio 1 to many? You do it once, you fix it once, and it just continues to, like it continues to get you the opportunities you desire. Your CV, you have to send it one by one. Do you understand? You have to send this out. Number 3, bonus of what your LinkedIn will do for you that your this thing cannot do, which I consider the most important one. Your CV cannot attract operational, what is attract you opportunities. Your LinkedIn will attract you. Like I don't have to stress myself. The only stress I needed to do was to work on learning how to optimize the profile, build the content in it, learn how to write LinkedIn articles which are used for positioning, and boom, I do it, I implement it 1 week, 2 weeks, and I am getting the opportunities. Let me shock you. Whenever I'm tired or I don't want, not tired, like I am not in the season where I'm open to maybe speaking engagement and everything like that. You will see me go really quiet on LinkedIn. Why? I'm demarketing. The moment I am open, like I feel like, oh, this quarter or the next quarter I'm open, you will start to see me. The same things I teach professionals on my program, I start to implement it myself again, like rinse and repeat. And the moment I start to do it, it starts to deliver again. I'll give you an example. Beginning of this quarter in April, I told my team that, okay, we have entered quarter two. Quarter one, I was focusing on building and training my staff I was employed. I added like 5 new people to my team. And I said I didn't have the bandwidth to do other things like all those outdoor stuff. As we gained balance at the end of the quarter, I said, okay, I think I'm open to speaking engagement. I'm open to this. I'm open to that podcast and all those things. And I sat down, strategized the same way I teach my clients on GOB. I said, these are the kind of content. We'll put out this content on a Monday, we'll add this one on a Sunday, on a Thursday and all that. We had not done it for up to 3 weeks before I got the first invite of LinkedIn. By the 4th week, I got the second invite. The first invite was a podcast show. The second invite was a speaking engagement. Why am I saying this? I've been using the same formula for years and it is still working. So what it means is you just need to know how to get the visibility that converts to the opportunities you seek. I repeat, do not for once, as I know when some people reach out to me say, can I help them as I know, do you do LinkedIn optimization and CV revamp? I said, I don't. I said, but it is covered on my program. And they're like, okay, explain. I said, LinkedIn is a platform. It's not an end goal. It is a vehicle to help me achieve what I need to do. What I specialize in is in global opportunities. I don't like, I could implement the same framework on Medium, which is a distance, and it will still work if it has a kind of audience. I implement my framework on another totally different platform that has a convergence of professionals and decision makers, and it will still. So my note in any way, saying, oh, it's LinkedIn, it is just a vehicle. Like in the entire framework, like there are 5 different stages. There's what's it called? There's first getting clarity on what you want to be known for. Because as an experienced person, especially someone that has multiple experiences, meaning, oh, you've done 5 years in customer service, you've done 5 years in human development, or you have around. One of the first things that we first clarify on the program is what message, where are you going, not where have you been? Where are you going? Like, where are you going? Let's talk about where you're going. When we realize where we are going, which is the clarity part, we then say, okay, what results you have from where you need to go? Meaning, let me give you an instance. Maybe in my past, a PhD in chemistry, right? I have seen professionals because they feel like that PhD is the biggest thing since whatever. They focus more on talking and talk about I have a PhD, I have a PhD. I said, damn, that is not how LinkedIn works. LinkedIn works with the value you are going to give to me. Like, what value do you bring to the table that is going to add to me? So one of the things that we then say, okay, this value, let's bring it to 4 based on where you need to go. Then the third thing is let's now optimize your LinkedIn for those opportunities you are seeking. Is the third thing. And so when people skip stage 1 and stage 2, that is where clarity, you cannot skip it. If you skip it, you will sound confused on LinkedIn. And if you sound confused, nobody's going to reach out to you. One of my clients that joined OP in this thing, Aziza, 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. She was like, doctor, you said it. You say, Aziza, you must choose, you must do this thing. Don't do it this way. I said, doctor, you said it. Niche down, do this, do that. She was sending me, somebody reached out to her from outside the country to say they are trying to come and do one livestock and Greek something for MSMEs in Nigeria, and they would like to partner with her. But like, doctor, you said it. I wish I could share my screen to share she sent me that message on LinkedIn. Like, she sent me a screenshot of what the person sent to her on LinkedIn. And like I said, I told you, like, doctor, you said it. Like, She's still, in fact, they've not completed the program totally. Like there's a 3 month support on the program. They are still on the support. They started March. Yeah, they started March. So their 6 weeks of life support has finished, but they still have support in the distance. This is what, this is me. They started that program March. You're like, doctor, you say, I say, see, when you say something is a framework, it means that it has worked repeatedly and it is still working. You just need to understand how it works for you to then get the desired opportunity. Now, I'm going to and do a recap and take 1 or 2 questions. Now, the first thing I talked about was why are you, as in, I talked about being globally visible and why it is important. I said it is not about the visibility. So you don't see me shouting, hey, I will help you get visibility. I said, what does the visibility convert to? The visibility is something, it's a vehicle that we then use to get the end goal, which is the global opportunities. Then I went on to talk about the fact that there are 10 categories of global opportunities, but I talked about 5 in this IG live, meaning please, if you have a question, start dropping your question. I can only take 1 or 2 questions, right? I said the second thing is the fact that I talked about is after talking about what visibility is and how it can help you get what you need, which will be global opportunities. If you're on this call and your focus, for instance, is CV optimization, LinkedIn optimization, I am not a coach for you. Go and find a LinkedIn coach. I will teach you 21 days challenge. My focus. When you get to my LinkedIn, I say, I say, I'm a global opportunities expert. Meaning, it doesn't matter the category of opportunity. You're trying to attract a job, you're trying to get a grant, you're like, I have won all those things since 2017. Right. And it doesn't matter. And I mean like the highest level of stuff. For jobs, I work at Museum for the United Nations. I work at Natural History Museum of done remotely from Nigeria. For global opportunities, I've gone to Unleash Global Innovation Lab in Singapore. I've done Brazil, like fully funded stuff. In the academic side, I've gotten an academic scholarship that took me to UK in 2018 to do my academic research. Do you know what I'm saying? So my expertise is in global opportunities. Like LinkedIn is just a tiny bit of it because I use LinkedIn at this stage of my life to get things that I cannot apply for again due to age, because one of the things I always call professionals' attention to is the fact that once you reach an age above 35, you can't be applying again. But when you attract, when you build yourself and you build your profile and place that profile on LinkedIn, when you attract an opportunity, nobody is asking you for your age. Nobody is asking for your age. So when professionals come to me with objections such as, but I'm old, I said, did I tell you I'm teaching you to apply for something? I said, I'm teaching you. A perfect example would be, please, I'm waiting for your questions. If you have a question, you're on LinkedIn, you're on Zoom or you're on, I drop a question, I can take 1 or 2 questions before we round off this IG. Like I always say, I've seen Dr. Charles. If you are wondering who Dr. Charles is, just go to the homepage of iTrain Africa, like iTrainAfrica.com, our website homepage. Just go to the homepage of our website, iTrainAfrica.com. Scroll down, like there's a YouTube video of Dr. Charles on the homepage of our website. Listen to it. When Dr. Charles came in 2 years ago to come and work with us, I keep telling that story. I know it was Moina he first chatted with. He was a very informed person, very informed. And Moina said, this man has 32 years of work experience in oil and gas. What can we do for this guy? As in, which opportunity is he looking for again? And I said, Moina, you realize that people look for global opportunities for different reasons. Some people are looking for you for profitability, work as in. Some people are looking for it for flexibility, meaning they want a remote job. Some people are looking for global opportunity because of fulfillment. They want to get to the apex of career. In Dr. Charles, that was the case. Like he had done 24 years in Shell as a drilling engineer. So do the maths. When I say do the maths, think about. So it was not for profitability. It was now for like, I need to become like the MD or an oil and gas. And I don't see it happening in Shell, right? And that was why he came and he said, what can you help me get? And things like that. I said, oh, Dr. Charles, I'm not going to do anything extra. I'm going to teach you the same thing I've taught 300 and some, as about 400 professionals from everywhere. Because it's going to work. It doesn't matter. I just need you to have not less than 5 years of experience. It's going to work. I've seen it work for even people that have 2 years of experience, like my sister and who. I've seen it work for someone that has 3 years of experience. Like, do you know, I'm just on, but I don't even try. I don't like to teach it to those category of people because there's a high chance that they get on the program and the level of experience I need them to have, build a profile, they've not done the amount of work. But I have seen 3-year experienced people that have the needed like the amount of work they've done in that 3 years is sufficient to build visibility for them. Do you understand? So that's always with a caveat that please, when people apply for GOP, I'll ask you how many years of experience do you have, so I'll know whether you qualify for the program or not. We always ask you. So if it's something you're interested in, you can just click. If you're on Instagram, the link in my bio, you will see a link that it says Global Opportunities Program. Click on it. There's an application link on that page. You need to apply for it first. I need to ensure that you meet the criteria before you can get into the program. Now, questions. Let's see. If you have any questions about what I've asked tonight, which is stability, the categories of global opportunities that you can win, be and attract, that you can attract. I have a 2-year-old. Nadia, please, can you get Kamal? Nadia, get Kamal now. And close my door. Now, the categories, I talked about 5 categories, and I talked about how important awards and recognition is. If you have any ambition to maybe relocate to the US on an EB1 visa, you need it. You need it. I cannot overemphasize for you, like you need it. You need to look a certain way on LinkedIn, and you also need those recognition and award. So 2 things you will use your LinkedIn for is first to get visibility, to get the award. Then you also now use it when you start to apply for that EB1 and all those things because so you need it for 2 major things if you have ambition to probably relocate based on your years of experience. And yeah, it has worked for like there was a client of mine that used that same process in this as in reach out to me in December and say, "Hi, that's worked." So trust me, it does work. It does work. I know that for sure. So what question do you have? Some of you attended this meeting so you can ask your question and get clarity. So, but I don't see anybody asking any question yet on Zoom. So if you would like to unmute yourself, just use the raise hand button to ask your question. I can take 1 question before I go tonight, and I'll answer that question. So far, it has to do with visibility for global opportunities with relations to LinkedIn or something. Please use the raise hand button, ask your question before we call it a night. So I'm doing a few extra minutes because I started like a bit late, or else I would have called it over exactly 9:30 p.m. West African time. If you have a question for me, let me have it. Was this useful for you? Did you learn from it? Let me know. And what else would you like to maybe in the future IG Live or in a future Zoom this thing? What topic would you like me to talk about maybe next week? All this seems so daunting. How long does it take to put all these LinkedIn strategies together and for it to start working? How long does it take? So maybe I'll talk about how long my program takes. The GOP is a 6 weeks long program. How do I explain this? So the GOP is a set of pre-recorded courses that has 2 online courses. The first course is clarity and profile building, meaning it helps you clarify the message you want to be visible for on LinkedIn, meaning I want to be seen as a agric or a finance agric specialist or things like that. It helps you clarify. So that is week 1. So week 2, once you are, and that is the hardest part. Funnily, it's not you can do LinkedIn optimization in 3 hours. I kid you not. For clarity can take you weeks. And that was what took Aziza weeks. Aziza used weeks to clarify her message. Like she kept going back and forth. I said, Aziza, you are not yet clear about what you need, to be seen as. Now, secondly, the week 2, and I am saying this because an average professional is busy. So we designed the program in such a way that if you can dedicate, like, let me say 3 hours in a week to attending the live workshop, which is always Friday night, something around this time. And what do we do in the live workshop? We use it to implement, meaning the courses, you need to watch them before you come to the live workshop. So when we are there, it's like it's a workshop, like we are doing it. Why? Because we realize that when everybody is working on their profile or working on their distance together, depending on what we are focusing on that week, people get things done and they don't dump it. So before the program ends, they can finish. That is how I structure my program. I incorporate workshops where I'm there live. As you are doing, I say, "Oh, doc, I can't figure this out," and I say, "Okay, let me have an input." We do it in a workshop, but the courses, the learning is already in two online. So the learning of my BBB framework is an online course that you can jump on at any time, depending on when you want to start building these visibilities to a opportunity. I always say it is when you choose that it is time for me to start attracting. And I kid you not, it is when you choose. I just told you about myself in April. Like I chose that I want to start attracting global opportunities, and I started doing what I needed to do, showing up in a certain way, using certain keywords, and I started getting discovered for the things I needed. It's funny how throughout last year, I was positioning as a founder of iTrain Africa because I wanted to secure partnerships for us. I got nothing less than 6. They were not offering me anything. It was partnership, this, that, let's work with you, like partnership. Now I decongested. Q1, I did not do anything. Q2, I said, let me start building my personal brand to focus on this speaking engagement. As I started on April 1, you can check out my LinkedIn, my LinkedIn and my Instagram. You understand what I'm saying. I switched strategies from positioning as a founder. And that is a beautiful part of this framework. I have professionals who have used it to position as a marketing expert. When they are ready to change, one of them changed to agile coaching in project management. She switched the profile, like using the same framework. She switched it. She's currently like in Australia and everything. It's one of the things that took her the GOP helped her to do that thing, right? And she switched the profile and she started getting opportunities in that other profession. I always say the framework is rinse and repeat. It is the reason it has worked for people from over 27 professions. It's like, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter. Just follow the steps. So in week 2, we talk about our profile building. Again, very hard. I cannot even deceive you. Why do I say so? Many professionals, when you get to profile building and I say, oh, I need to go and get some results. I need you to show me certain value, certain quantity. You start seeing them talking about, I'm an excellent, I'm a distance. You think this is a CV? You'll be talking about how the excellent communicator, interpersonal, kinikon. All that is CV nonsense. This is called legit profile building that we can use to get global opportunities, not CV kind of stuff. So that's also, it challenges professionals. Now, the third week, we then focus on the LinkedIn optimization. We take all the things you have built, we put it on LinkedIn and, optimize different sections. That is week 3. Now, I am seeing this, I have seen people complete this entire process in 1 week. Do you understand? I have seen people who say, I want to go on leave. Let me get access to the courses. I want to go on leave. I have 1 week leave. And they will complete the entire process, do what they need to do, even before our support starts. Like I said, the support is a bonus. Like the live workshop is a bonus, meaning what you have learned, let's implement it together. I've seen people like, oh, last year said, I cannot wait, doctor. I need to stop this my on-site work. She's based in Abuja, Nigeria. I need to stop this my on-site work. I need a course. Like I know it is starting in July. Give me access in March. I will be doing it. I'll just join support, like live Zoom supporting this thing. By May, before the support started in July, she had gotten 2 US international managerial roles in May. No support, like, she got access to the framework, learned it, started implementing and say, with this thing work, let me even see. So I always say people take it when they are ready for the global opportunities. It's that simple. So week 3, we focus, but if you are following it as a program, like when I give those supports, which is always, we have a cohort in March, we have a cohort in July, which is the coming cohort, then we have a cohort in November. So that's how the support is structured. The learning is already there. So week 4, we then focus on cover letters. Yes, your cover letter, which may not be a letter, it may be a cover email. You see, after your LinkedIn optimize like your entire LinkedIn positioning stuff, the next important thing is your cover letter. CV is the third. But most professionals will carry their money, go and pay for CV upgrade or CV, whatever CV thing that they do, and they leave the first and the second most important thing. I will say you pay for like a perfect example would be my UN Live work. When I got my job with UN Live, it was first positioning. Then I said, now reach out to me. I think you should be interested in this job. When they reach out, I said, now go and apply with a cover. That cover, I always say I've been using the strategy of my cover letter for years, and it doesn't fail. Meaning that is what they will read before they will open my CV. The CV is always just like, oh, let me see where she went to school, kind of stuff. That's what the CV is used for. So before they get to your CV, they have made a decision. So whenever people come into our DM and keep saying, do you do CV optimization? I say, Madam, you are focusing on the wrong thing. No. Let me know what exactly you want. You want CV optimization for the sake of it, or you want global opportunities? Because if it's global opportunities, what you need to do first. You need to do the LinkedIn, you need to do the cover letter, then you can do a CV. Because again, I would like for you to go to the homepage of our website. Go and listen to Dr. Charles. Dr. Charles said, like, they reached out to me, Doc, on LinkedIn to say they want to book my flight for me to come to Abuja the next day for an interview. I said, no, let me research about you. He said, because me too, I'm not a small person. I'm a 32 years old and gas expert. I looked at them and said, give me this thing. When I now looked at them, did their research, I said, okay, you can book my flight and everything. As I got to Abuja, they asked, as in talk, I said, the man said, you are going to be my MD. That's how I became the MD of MSM Group, Oil and Gas. So you're going to be my MD. So I'm just telling you the kind of like, it's and Dr. Charles talked about something when we interviewed him last 2 months. He said, Doc, it was not easy for me. It was working. Like I said, it was working. So attending the classes, doing 7 to 10 p.m. on Friday night and all that was not easy. I said, Doc, I needed to get to the apex of my career. So it was important for me to learn how to get it done because I had 32 years. And he said, Doc, you know what happened? You know how you asked us to then get our CV to this thing? He said, after they are sampled, they are looked me out, they are seeing my profile, they now downloaded my CV. They had done all that before they even reach out to him. So they were not asking him for CV upon the reach out. So when I tell people, please don't, so the length of the time, the question I always ask professionals is it worth it? Like, even if the program, like I said, in 6 weeks is me just saying, oh, do 3 hours every night, be doing it with me, and you watch the thing for 1 hour, maybe 8 to 9 p.m. when you get home. Like you watch the course. The course 1 is 5.5 hours. Course 2 is 5.5 hours. So if you say I start today, watch 1 hour, 8 to 9 p.m. every night, you would finish it in 1 week. Do you understand? You will finish the learning in 1 week. And you will then use that week to then come to live workshop and implement. So what it technically means is by week 1, you have clarity. Week 2, you've built a profile. By week 3, you've done LinkedIn optimization. Here is a fun fact. By week 2, when people build profiles, I've seen people build profiles in week 2. They have not optimized LinkedIn. Like they built profile and they took the content of that profile, placed it on LinkedIn and say, next week I'll come and optimize. Before that next week is coming, they are getting opportunities. That is how powerful the kind of content you will build will be. Like they have not optimized LinkedIn, like they just built the content of the about, the header, and the this, and they placed it there. I have seen it not happen once, not twice, not thrice. It happened for Augusta in 5 days. It happened for My Wow website UK in 5 days. And she was gotten invited to be the CEO of a company. It happened for Lola in 3 days. We did the profile on Friday, and she's based in the US. So whenever I say it works across geographies, she's based in the US. She worked on it on Friday. She had an opportunity on Monday. She had another opportunity on Wednesday. We had not done LinkedIn optimization yet. So again, length of time. And I've seen people actually use, as in when they implement, it takes them another 6 months. Why? Because what you bring, the experience you bring from the sector you bring it from is what determines your length of. Aziza, for instance, is in the agri sector, which is a sector that you don't really find women. So for someone like her, I can beg. I was telling her, I said, I just finished implementing what I just taught you. You will get opportunities. She was like, doc, but this sounds. I said, you don't have to write all these things, right? You don't have to write all these things. You will get it. She was like, I said, this is what you should focus on. Me, I'm telling you, I have clients that focus on the same thing that you're focusing on and they have gotten opportunities. Trust me on this one. So when she reached out to me like a couple of days ago and she said, I've gotten this thing, I said, me, I know. Me, I know. Me, I know. She sent me also the screenshot. I don't know why I can't. I was going to share my screen for those of you on this thing to see what I'm talking about. If you should, that was on um today is what, Friday. She sent me Tuesday. Yeah, she sent me on Tuesday. As a professional founder or academic who has several years of experience, and now we're talking. Okay, so I was hearing myself. So if it is a length of time, it is not. Is it worth it for you? I always say, again, there are two things. Either you decide to invest resources. Resources can be money and time, or you don't. So it is always an opportunity cost for professional. And this is me just being truthful with you. Like, it is an opportunity cost, meaning, can I give up 1 hour daily for the next 3 weeks to learn this thing and implement it? Some people say, oh, I'm not ready. Like, it's an opportunity cost, in all honesty. So I always say, when you feel like, when you are really ready to get to that next level or whatever opportunity you are seeking, you will find the time for it. And I'm not joking, you will find the time for it because that 1 hour will come out. Do you understand? That 1 hour will come out. That money that you say, oh, this thing is, it will come out because an opportunity, when you start to think about, I'll give you a perfect example of Evie in 2021. Evie was earning 750-ish in Nigeria, Naira. Said, I can't continue to do like this. I'm slaving myself to the ground. I can't do this anymore. I said, madam, you need to dedicate time to learn on this thing. She said, I don't care. So we used to have sessions in the night because she still had to do work in the morning, which is why we placed this group support 7 p.m. on Friday nights because of the caliber of, this thing. Now, I remember then EVA paid twice for the program. By the way, as at then, the program was 500,000-ish. Now it is half the price. It is 268. It's 250 just with tax. That is 268 something. Now, she paid twice. And that was July or August of 2021. In November, she had gotten a remote work in Germany. Our equivalent money was $1,005. Do you understand? Remote. So she had gotten double what she was earning, and she had gotten better work conditions, meaning I was working remotely and I was getting paid double. So I always tell people that it is when you are tired enough of whatever it is you are currently doing that you know that I need to really get this done, and you get this done. By the way, if they didn't call me immediately, like she first went to take one of our 5K ebooks or something, but Adini, let me just read that one first. Later, it was one of those days that our boss really annoyed her. Like I work, like, no, I can't take this shit again. That she got on the program. Like, no, I can't do this. Like, I really need to move. So there's always something that triggers people that makes them know that, no. So it is not daunting if you get help, Ama. It's not daunting, which is, again, why we created the GOP program. Yeah, for you to do it as with a group of people that, seeing the same shege of hustle that you're seeing. More premium LinkedIn, more the premium. I am not certain, Saida, what are you asking? More the premium LinkedIn accounts. I'm not certain what that question is. I need to round off, but I'm assuming you're asking, I should talk more around the LinkedIn premium account. Like I said, LinkedIn premium account has nothing to do with if you are going to get opportunities or not. It has absolutely nothing. And it is $40 per month. $40 per month is how much in Naira? Like 60,000 Naira. And it doesn't do anything for you. So you cannot use LinkedIn Premium. I've seen professionals do it, and it saddens my heart. Like whenever we tell them to get on the GOP program, apply for the program. If they qualify, then we send them, this thing to the MP. They will say, doc, so 6 weeks, so this, so that. I get all that, this thing. I said, let me just pay for LinkedIn Premium. I said, okay, you pay for LinkedIn Premium, and what is going to happen next? You spend 60K the month one, you spend 60K in 6 months, nothing is still happening. You still have to learn how to build your own profile or optimize it because LinkedIn Premium is not going to do any much. I've said, what does it offer you? It offers you three major things. It gives you access to send messages to recruiters or those that are not in your connection. It gives you access to get discovered by recruiters because you have open to work. If you don't have open to work, it doesn't increase your chance of getting discovered. Do you understand? And in my program, I do not advise you to have open to work. It's a no-no for me. A no-no. Now, as an African, it is a no-no. I have done this for years. 400 plus professionals, over 150 global opportunities gotten by different professionals. So I have done this. I always say for an African, it is a no-no. Don't do it. For an Oyibo, it is not a no-no. I talk more around that on the GOP, why it is a no-no. Now, but if you are paying for LinkedIn Premium and you have open to work on, it helps you get easily discovered by recruiters above the others. Now, the third thing LinkedIn Premium does for you is gives you access to LinkedIn Learning to learn on certain things, as in to get some courses that somebody like me would have had to pay for. So aside those things, so it does not help you get visible. The kind of content you put out, and the kind of content I recommend is LinkedIn articles. I teach how to then write the kind of articles that get you seen on the GOP. Oh, Amma said you're on the verge of saying I can't do this anymore. Yeah, no. So before you get to that point, I honestly recommend that you start a GOP program, even if the support is starting in July. I know there are about 5+ people the last time I checked, if not more, who have already gotten access and started learning and started implementing and started seeing results. That is the amazing thing. So whenever people ask me when is GOP closing, I say, it doesn't close. It is a question of when am I giving my bonus support? Meaning, the next time I want to support anybody that's bought between March and July, I support them in July. Anybody that's enrolled between July and this, I support them in November. That is how it works. So it is not a question of when it is starting. It starts when you decide to start, right? So that is when you start. Like, when do you get tired of whatever it is that is currently bothering you in terms of global opportunities? You start. So I think I've explained more on premium, and I hope this helps. I've now spent complete 1 hour according to my YouTube because we started late, so I ensured I delivered 1 hour. So I will deliver 1 hour today. So if you have any more questions, just send us a WhatsApp message +234 805 345 3099 +234 805 345 3099. Now you can drop the this thing, this was on Zoom. If you're on Instagram, just click the link at the top of the page. You can send us a WhatsApp and you can just look at the program. If it is something that is a good fit for you, apply for it. When you apply, it takes us 72 working hours to review it. So working hours does not include weekends. So like for instance, if you apply tonight, they're going to review it on a Monday. That is how this program works. Why do we need to ensure that you apply? Two reasons. We need to ensure that our framework is going to work for you. Number two, we also need to ensure the kind of people we lent into the program. You having money is not enough for you to get into my program because I've seen some people have questionable character want to get into my program. I said, no, you can't get into my program. Like I actually declined people's applications. I said, no, you can't, some people have to say, why did you decline my application? I may not give them that reason openly, but I'm just saying that we're declining applications, even when they say they can pay for it. Important for us that we have an alumni network, and it's the kind of people I want to be in that network. I censor them even before they join the program. Right. So thank you very much. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your evening. You can unmute yourself, everybody, to say good night. Let me see. Say good night. And you should be able to, yes, you can unmute yourself. Say good night. Good night. Have an amazing weekend. I need to go and start my weekend. Bye, everyone.
Good night.